Good morning, I'm Yusuf with Bake It. Thank you for ordering one of our boxes. Today we're going to make sea salt and rosemary focaccia. Focaccia is an Italian bread that actually dates back to ancient Rome. As they expanded their empire, they brought it to other parts of Europe. Today it's served in restaurants as a dipping bread. It's surprisingly easy but very delicious. To start, make sure you have all of the ingredients. You're going to need 3/4 cups of lukewarm water, and we've provided bread flour, yeast, salt, and olive oil along with your toppings. These toppings are olive oil, rosemary, salt, and black pepper, but focaccia is one of those breads that tastes good with anything, so feel free to get creative and improvise with your toppings.
To start, take your water, bread flour, and yeast and mix it by hand until combined. Then you're going to cover your dough with a towel or plastic wrap and allow it to autolyse. Autolysing is a process that allows the yeast to activate. Salt can inhibit yeast, so we allow the yeast to get comfortable before adding the salt. This will ensure the bread will rise to its fullest potential. So let your dough rest for 15 minutes. After the dough is done resting, add the olive oil and salt, then mix for about 5 minutes until the dough forms a ball and is no longer shiny and slippery. Grease the pan that you will be baking your focaccia in and transfer the dough ball to it. We provided a paper pan for you, but normally it's baked in a sheet pan. We're going to allow the dough to proof. Proofing is a process where the yeast in the dough releases gas and causes the dough to rise. To do this, you're going to cover your dough again, place it in a warm environment, and let it sit for about an hour to 90 minutes. You'll know it's ready when the size of the dough has doubled. Finally, the bread is almost ready to be baked. First, you want to preheat your oven to 425 degrees Fahrenheit. Take your proofed dough and spread the rest of the olive oil evenly on top of it. Then start dimpling it. This means you use your fingers to make little wells in the dough. This will pop some of the larger bubbles and keep the dough from rising too high when baked. After your dough is sufficiently dimpled, sprinkle your toppings evenly across the top. Then dimple it again. This will ensure that the toppings stick to the bread and that your dough has been pushed into all of the corners of the pan. Finally, place your pan on a cookie sheet and put it in the oven. Bake for about 20 to 25 minutes. Your bread should be a beautiful golden brown before you remove it from the oven. Allow your bread to cool a bit and you're done. Focaccia can be served immediately, but if you need it for later, it can be kept in the fridge for about 5 days. If you want to make a bunch of this, it can be held in the freezer almost indefinitely. Thanks for watching. Happy baking!